and our own semifinal match, so we'll come in with some pretty similar momentum. Excited to see how it goes, and I've been talking so much, I didn't even notice, also because I have streamer mode on. Quanzek is in the call.
Howdy, howdy. I jumped in here in the middle of your spiel, figured I'd say hi to you one last time, because we're going to be fated rivals here against each other.
I thought you said hi one last time because we're going to be... and I was like, don't you dare say forfeiting for the grand... Like,
oh no,
I got worried.
Oh, I should have drawn my F on longer.
Oh no, I was like, not like this. All right, no, this is going to be good. A rematch of our first match of the night. I sent you the invite in game as well. We'll be able to get stuff going.
Awesome. Just joined it up. We will have a small roster change from our initial game.
I've noticed you guys have been on a tear since.
Yeah, we were missing, like you here experienced first. I had all that drama regarding my 2 players completely missing, and we were able to fill one of them last second, and then the other one I quickly did eventually show up, but for that first game, I had to reach into whoever reached out to me that was interested. And we just played whoever the first person responded. So maybe that's going to twist the fate of this. It's a slightly different matchup than what we saw the first time around. But, you know, regardless, it's finals, best of 3, so there's a little bit more room for error, a little bit more room for mistakes, and this is going to be very interesting here.
This is...
as you guys do win the coin flip.
No. Actually, you guys, you're the ones on top of the bracket.
Oh, we're first seed right now?
No, we're the second seed, but you're the 4th, but we're going by the order of the bracket is what we're doing. You're coming.
I see.
Yeah, just the way that it all shook out, but to my apologies for the cough, everybody. But we'll be getting it underway here in just a second. We're looking to get just need to get the cause in here, and we'll be good to go.
I was over here under the assumption that for the majority of the time it was by seeding, but I guess for the majority of the games that we had, it was organized by seeding up to this point. So,
yeah, no, it's been just kind of an easy way to do it. I know even a lot of what I do in other in other leagues and stuff just kind of goes with, honestly, where they're sitting in the bracket. I know we can look into the seeding, we can look into stuff, but the seeding is also determined by the beyond ranked points that all the casters have, not necessarily the teams, and it was a whole bunch of things. So we just went with whoever is we have the 2 teams in the bracket. Whoever's the top one got heads on the coin flip, and we've been running all of that on the back end behind stuff. So, so it is going to be. I'm going to do a quick voice chat with them to explain the situation.
Yeah, I'll probably go ahead and do the same. I did jump in beforehand, but I'll just make sure that everybody's all set.
They should be able to hear me as well if we're all in the same party.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, letting you all know, since it is a best of 3 for the grand finals, it'll be a little bit different. The coin flip winners were over to Opstapa, so we will have 2 vetoes of the maps. Opstapa will get the first veto, Aspire will get the second, and then after that, Opstapa, you will pick map 1, Aspire will pick the starting side, then Aspire picks map 2, Opstapa picks starting, and then Opstapa will pick map 3 with Aspire picking starting side. So we will have 3 separate maps across all of it, and there will be different maps throughout. Each team gets to ban 1.
Well said.
Cool.
Beautifully said.
Cool. So we'll go through, and it's a bit of a delay too. I got a raid coming in from Red Falcon as well. I'm gonna have to let them know there's a delay. I can't really respond to it.
I like this thing.
Yeah, thanks for the raid 2 minutes later. Appreciate it.
All right, so I saw, okay, Split and Ice have been banned. So now the first map is gonna go to, or my apologies, so Op will pick first map. Cool, so we will go over to Haven. And then Aspire.
The map that we had the most success on earlier today.
All right, makes sense. Then
Pick blind.
we'll do a bind for our second one. Cool.
Alrighty.
Cool. And then we will pick the starting sets for bind once we get to that point. I will take note here so I don't screw that up once we get to it. I don't put anything past myself. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, I keep notes on whatever I possibly can because there's, casting's essentially just elaborated improv, and with how quick your mind turns sometimes, man, it's easy to forget certain things.
Cool. Aspire will be defending to start game number 1 of this best of 3 for the finals. So Juang just got to go.
Okay. Well, they already said, yeah, there you go.
And then, cool. Taking my notes. If I can just respond to and drop the heart, I like it. Cool.
And then I will request again if we could get a server change to Texas.
Yeah, we can do that. Cool. So we're gonna get the ready up for the players. Juang does need to switch over to attackers, and then so we can get Because into the lobby here. And again, once again, shout out to Quanzek. I don't know if you have any of your treats yet. I still got just a couple of these drops, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm holding on to like 7 or 8 or so for the closing ceremonies before the stream ends. Gonna send Truman out with a big bang because all this would not happen without them. The fact that we even have a prize pool, we get this delicious candy. I mean, just a wonderful event that is very fun to participate in. I've had a lot of fun today casting it. So,
it's been a blast for real. I've been wanting to. I was just talking with Seeger with Brokefang in the last match, like wanting to hold on to them to give some to the significant others and stuff like that. And it's like as the night goes, I'm like, I'm not saving any at this rate.
yeah.
These would be good.
At this point, it's I'm about to start getting gifts for people from Truman because, man, as soon as I open that bag, every single time I throw it to my co-caster, I'm just immediately going back in for candy. So,
for sure. And like I said earlier, when you and I were chatting together, I had a chocolate bar for the first one, and it was great. But I mean, I devoured that thing right away. At least the drops I can kind of like measure out through the evening. We do have the ready coming in from Opstapas. We'll see if we did have a request for just the 1 minute coming in from Aspire. Hopefully the we're should get going in a minute. A little bit delayed on the response as well for Red Falcons. Raid, much appreciated for coming in. For the folks coming in, we are in the Beyond Ranked Caster Clash sponsored by Truman Factory. We are in the grand finals playing against Quanzek's squad. The Opstapas. We're here with Aspire Entertainment. It's a rematch of match number 1. Aspire did take the win. I believe it was 13-7, if I recall.
13-7.
13-7. Yep. And so we are going to rematch here in the finals after a strong run throughout the night from both squads. We'll be excited how it goes. It's been best of 1s throughout the night so far. We will be going into best of 3 in just a moment. I'll make sure everything is good here in the party.
We'll be looking to give you guys your first game loss. Maybe not match loss. You got to start one game at a time. But considering you guys have yet to drop a single game this evening, it'll be we got quite the task in front of us.
It should be good, but I mean, that's what you want out of the grand finals is 2 hot teams coming into it. Obviously we're going to be biased. We're going to have fun with it. I've been accused by so many people throughout the night of chasing the bag. I have many DMs from org owners. It's all in good fun. Seeger was sending people after me, but no, it's been good. It's been a good time. I love being part of this. I've talked about it, a few times throughout the night. I love being part of just Beyond Ranked in general, but being able to come in and do these caster classes, have caster clashes having these opportunities to, you know, chat with other people, and realistically, we're there's all these players that are so far and beyond better than any of us will ever be at these games. You kind of get to the point where, you know, it almost becomes more casual at that point, because you know, you get a couple of people in the booth like, we want to cast, we want it to be good, we want to have a good production coming out of this, and we want it to be entertaining for the viewers. But at the same time, this is an opportunity that, you know, we don't get as often, so it's nice to be able to sit back and banter and really just enjoy some stellar gameplay in front of us.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you said it beautifully there. It's you know, it is a competitive setting because there's money on the line and we have some top tier players here, but at the end of the day, it's all for good fun. We're getting sponsored by a candy company, and it's just, we're here to have a good time, and that's what's most important here. And I mean, I know, like, one of the few FPSs I still play to this day is Apex, but like, even then, that's so night and day compared to what Valorant is, and I have so much respect for these players in either one of these teams, because they're at a point where I could never get to.
Oh, absolutely. And I've been around the esports scene long enough. I've seen plenty of like CSGO and stuff, and you know, I've seen the rise and fall of, you know, all these different esports or whatever. Valorant has sprinted to the top for a reason. There's no doubt about it. Part of it has been the stellar support Riot has put behind it, but I mean, really, at the core of it, it's a fun game. It's just to watch, to play, everything. It's just entertaining over and over. To be part of it, to even be integrating it into these productions with it, it's just a blast.
Oh, without a doubt. This has been quite the adventure, quite the ride for me. You know, I've only ever done like 1.5. I'll count a half in there for Valorant Cast, and being able to take a seat here in an esport that I've been looking to maybe take my foray into has been a lot of fun.
That's a good.
I will say though, to talk briefly about the game before we get too far along, we do have time to kill later on. It is a best of 3, but the Offstoppers took a very similar approach with what they did against MSU last game, where they would charge onto the point, and it worked by catching the other team off guard. But this time around, it didn't, as Aspire was ready, and now they're trying to play it more slowly, but with a flurry of kills coming out again, it's going to be left to Ivy against 4 of them, and it's a very similar result to round 1.
With Haas just turning around, getting that quick, clicking on his. Really worked out. If you'll recall, Quanzek, when we met at this point 3.5 hours ago, Offstoppers, they took the first two rounds pretty dominantly, and then Aspire rebounded very quickly. And this is, again, besides against a crew, which I don't want to ask too much because they're solid at the game, they're still better than I am, but besides against a crew, all of the matches so far really have been like a round or two awkward for Aspire, and then come bouncing back. Coming into the grand finals here, it's been a very hot start, picking up the 2. Plenty of room to go. They're going to start round 3 down 1. They did get taken out, but Ares quickly equalizing the head count. You know what? Just going to take the advantage, getting the kill out of Asumi. Ivy, Smiley, everybody getting kills. Smiley taking out Ivy. 3v1. They head into the waning firefights here in round number 3. Vikaz just going to find the angle on Blia, will be the last one alive, but one standing is still a win. Aspire continue the hot start.
Yeah, Milo able to find a couple there, but not enough for the clutch. And you know, there's progress. This is baby steps so far for Offstoppers, being able to turn it from a 4-0 to 4-0 in terms of kills or players remaining at the end of the round, to now only having 1 up. They're gonna have to figure out a way to make this work offensively. You know, Aspire's doing a really good job just being the first people to find the pick each and every single time.
We're seeing a strong buy.
That continues here.
Seeing a strong buy coming up from Aspire as well. Just look to continue with that offense. You mentioned earlier that there was some aggression coming out from Offstoppers to try to kind of shake up the momentum here coming into this round, but the shake-up, it doesn't look to have worked too terribly well. Aspire have been bouncing back. 5-1, very nearly getting a flawless here in round number 4. We'll need to take out Zhuang, who is the player who had popped in place, and the flawless does come to fruition. Very strong start here from Aspire.
Yeah, they're continuing their hot roll. Just looking to see adjustments out of Opstoppers to respond, because this defense for Aspire has been incredibly solid. They've been finding the sightlines, finding the kills before Opstoppers are able to locate them. And so, staring at a 4-0 deficit in rounds. Looks like we're going to be heavy stacking A this time around, although looking at the opposite direction, it's going to be heavy stacked just as hard as J-Wing will go down early to Demon.
Demon is going to follow through. Has to dip out due to the recon bolt, but will get taken out by Sumi, showing the advantage that information is going to give in a game like this, because looking to try to get the advantage back. We'll pull out for just the moment. Ivy getting the frag onto Ares. So both teams a little bit hesitant to go after each other. All 4 surviving members of Opstoppers still holding on, coming out of Garden, looking to push over towards A, because we'll be taking a look down to that corridor. We'll need to find Ivy and Anthony. We'll find the first look. Could not quite get the touch onto Ivy. We're going to see the 4-2 advantage for Opstoppers. Surely they're going to be looking to push said advantage and try to get on the board.
Smiley will pick off Ivy, but will trade his life for his Bilu with the op is going to come through. Here's ladder moves and Bilu dueling it out. Anthony going to help out. And Opstoppers does get on the board for the first time this match. Crucial win to get momentum going back in their favor for sure.
It really was. I mean, it's certainly far from over here in map number 1. It's like I say so many times, Locasting, you know, coming back from 4-1 a lot easier than 5-0. As Opstoppers will look to try to get it, but no, a very good stop there on the for the attackers. Mind you, I almost said the defenders. Look at some of that momentum on both squads, picking up their buys. Start coming out for both squads. A couple of rifles involved as well. Laddermove still rocking the pistol. Kaz already going for the Hunter's Fury, taking out Zhuang in the process. Hey, Sumi is going to drop ladder moves to bring us back to the 4v4. Equal head count on both sides, because dropping in a little bit of a firebolt drone. Rotate back through the defensive positioning for Aspire. Still very solid. I believe it's going to take Bacchus out. This might open the gap necessary for Opstoppers to move up. They may be going over to C. They are. All 4 members rotating over. They'll have some room to work with. Obviously, we can see a lot more than the players can. They're slowly creeping up, however. I believe they're going to be surprised in a second when they see how open it is.
Yeah, they now realize and establish themselves onto C.
Spike planted.
Spike does go down.
Cover going
Now it's going to be in charge of Aspire to retake the C point.
We're going to have to pick up a couple of frags in the process. We saw earlier in the night against Circuitry, this C side. Situations like this, they generally came away with the better of when they're on equal numbers. But Leo's going to take Ares out. But it's going in for the defuse. Smiley trying to buy time for the defenders to get the defuse. Picks up a couple of frags, gets the defuse, and Aspire hold on to take the win.
Yeah, very strong retake there. Able to find quick picks onto both Ivy and Anthony, and in doing so, opened up the door to retake that and really just shove down C long down Opstoppers' throats. I mean, they had to deal with the oncoming attacker, but then also were worried about the player on the spike defusing it. And with that combination, they were not able to ignore the first man in front of them. And ultimately lost the round because of it.
Kaz is going to throw out that recon bolt, try to pick up that information early. More of a spread out attack coming in from Opstoppers. We're going to drop the early firefights. 4-3 in terms of head count. Quickly down to 3-3. Both teams converging between C and B. Ares getting the frag out of Leo. Ladder moves, taking out Zhuang. Looking to move up 6-1 on the series. So he's assuming the last one alive. Needs to get the kill. Will be stuck with the reload animation. Picks up a couple, takes out team, and my goodness. Oyasumi, 4 frags on the round. What a clutch.
Yeah, Oyasumi just able to hit those close range op shots and unfortunate timing on the reload.
That works.
With how that worked out. I mean, Oyasumi just able to come in huge for his team and put 4 kills up on the board to get them their second round.
That could really be huge. So the Spire, I mean, they still have the momentum. They're up 5-2, which is a solid, but it's only 3 rounds at this point. You see 5-2, and it's like, oh, 2.5 times the lead, but it's only 3 rounds. So the Spire, certainly they're going to look to continue to pick up these dubs. Look to have a bit of a defensive, or an offensive defense to start it out. There's a couple of utilities getting used here. Aries saw the gun barrel from Zhuang. He's looking to get the peek. He sounds like he's hearing the reload. Anthony speaking. Will get the kill on Aries. Smiley taking out Blue as well. But Ivy getting some revenge back. Take out Aries. Oyasumi taking out Smiley. Bringing it down to the 3v3. As the members of Spire, they're coalescing around B site. Go down to the 2v2. The health advantage in favor of Aspire. We will have the question mark advantage in favor of Opstapa. They're going to head on over to C. They get the plant, but they lose Oyasumi in the process. Ivy, the last one, needs to clutch up 1v2. A couple of flick shots coming out will be taken out by Demon. The defuse comes out. And Aspire will regain that just that little bit of advantage, that little bit of wiggle room to go up 6-2.
Yeah, Opstapa's got all the way there, but due to the health advantage and just the lack of speed getting that plant down on C with how close the rotation was for Aspire, not much doing there. They did all the work but got 0 reward and are gonna drop 6-2 in games. Still plenty of time though. Reminder, it is a best of 3, so they got the remainder of this one and the following to get things together.
Might be a bit of an awkward round number 9.
Standing ahead.
Just kind of taking a look at the loadouts. 4 rifles and an op coming out from Aspire. Pistols and 1 rifle. Though a little bit of shields on the side of Opstapa. You're going to have to push back through with... It's going to be awkward, and it's going to start out even more awkward. A quick 5-2. Ladder moves and Aries combining to taking out 3 of Opstapa's. Because it's going to get a couple of arrows out. Spike carrier drops. Smiley taking out Zhuang. Only 1 left alive. They're going to be forced to retreat. Oyasumi's going to get a frag onto Aries. And have a little bit of room to work with, but will immediately be popped by Smiley. The Spire pull ahead just a little bit more.
Yeah, by difference.
Totally.
Coming in huge there. Additionally, I mean, it was just a massive choke point with 3 players from Opstapa going down between garage and site on C. And that immediate 5-2 difference just basically meant the round was chalked for whatever would follow up.
We'll be able to push back a little bit here. They're going to quickly challenge into that mid corridor. Ivy picking up a couple of frags. Get to that 5-3 advantage. Demon forced back into retreat. Everybody flooding in over to the B site. The ladder moves and Demon taking out a couple of players to equalize head count. We'll see Zhuang trying to peek. Demon getting the pop, getting the advantage back. Anthony trading with ladder. No, will not be a trade. Ladder moves surviving. Gets dropped by Ivy. The last one left alive, peeking around the corner. 4 kills, taking out Demon, but cannot get the 5th because it takes Ivy out of it. They will move forward, continuing to push, continuing to get these dubs. A lot. It's coming down to the use of, I mean, really just the. I was going to say the use of the utility. My apologies, but it's coming down to these quick reflexes in the firefights. We saw it in the last round against Vanguard. Or even when Aspire was coming in relatively equally matched, the flick reflexes were just a touch quicker. And even in situations where they're down 1 or 2 personnel in the firefight, they're able to come back and take these dubs. And it's proving to be advantageous here in Game 1 of the Grand Finals.
Yeah, I've seen Opstapas be able to do it to the same degree, but they have not had success up to this point with those flick shots, and it's largely been Anthony not
Spike
able to get
down,
shots
C.
there onto Smiley, but it's largely been Aspire with these quick turning flick shots as 2 ultimates used here for Opsapas, and they don't get the payout that they would have liked. As they are down 4-2, and rotating back is going to be because he's going to be able to take out J-Wang and now look to get onto Bilu. There's the kill, and there's another 4-2 win for Aspire.
They're just continuing to roll, and the confidence is
Last
certainly
round
there.
in the half.
Very solid first half here from Aspire in game number 1 of this best of 3, and I mean, I'm feeling confident. I'm happy to see it, but I'm still Opsapas. Like, I've been seeing the scorelines coming in as they've been playing these matches throughout the night. I don't know if it's just necessarily been a matchup type thing. Maybe it's the monkey on the back of knowing that we had matched up earlier in the night. But Aspire, they're playing very confidently, and it's working out very well for them. I don't think this is going to be a total blowout overall in terms of the series. Opsapas, I'm sure, are going to feel pretty good coming into game number 2, but game number 1, it's not over yet, but certainly looking rough for Op, looking pretty good for Aspire.
100% so far in this game 1 has not gone in their favor. As they do get control of A, but are a man down. Spike is planted. They're going to hold it for as long as they possibly can. Shots coming out between Ivy and Ares, and Ares gets the better of that one. Here comes the rest of Aspire. J-Wing not able to find the kill, so it's only Anthony, and they'll go down as well. It's going to be 11-2. This is not ideal, or 10-2, excuse me, and this is not ideal when we're approaching half, or we're at half.
I mean,
Switching
it's
sides.
ideal for one half of us.
Yes, yes.
I've been wanting to bet, like, that's kind of one thing. It's like you and I met each other earlier in the night, and it's like, oh, we want to banter and have, if it was Seeger, we'd be, shit talking so hard right now. But no, and it's all fun. No, it's been a very strong half here from Aspire and Opsapas. I fully see them picking up a few rounds here. I don't think it's going to be as necessarily one-sided once we come into the second half of map number 1. But I could see it going like 3-3 in the next couple, doing like a 13-6 final in map 1 before we head on over to Bind.
Yeah, Opstop has definitely been close a few times. They've been robbed of a few rounds, but it's only the gunplay that's been the difference here between these two squads, as there's a very swift push here coming out for Aspire onto B.
Alright, Firefight coming out. Belia will get the advantage. The action coming down on B site. 5-on-3 because it's going to take out Oyasimi, but Drang, quick return.
One enemy remaining.
Caught from Drang on Ares as well. Ladder moves, he's going to have to do a bunch. No, Drang gets it. The spike was down. Too many frags coming out from Opstoppers. They're going to pick up the 3rd win in the map coming out of the pistol round.
It's a good way to get momentum. Coming out strong here in the pistol round sets up your economy decently well as moving forward. The biggest mountain to climb right now, though, for Opstoppers is that 10-3 round differential. You may get one, but you gotta do that 7 more times before we're even equal. So definitely gonna be quite the journey here.
It's one of those difficult things, too.
Right here.
You look at it, like, objectively. I mean, Aspire can go 10-2.5. Why couldn't Opstoppers? They have the opportunity to do so, but the context does add that stress. There's no doubt about it. Like I said, they have to pick up 7 wins without letting one up, just a tie. And they got to pick up, 10 before Aspire get 3. The way map 1 has been going has certainly been Aspire's way. It is starting to lean back the other way. They assuming picking up a kill. Anthony taking out Demon as well. Smiley trying to get a little bit closer. Nair's getting the plant as well. We're going to hang out over here on C site for the moment. They're going to be dropping ladder moves. This is going to be dangerous for Aspire. 4v2 disadvantage.
One enemy remaining.
They're going to be forced back. Make it 4v1. Smiley getting the frag on Oyasimi will be taken out by Ivy. And enough time to defuse for Opstoppers. They'll pick up the first 2 rounds here with their turns on defense.
1 round at a time is the formula right now for success for Opstoppers. They've gotten the 2 on defense. They're up against the wall, and they're going to need to find a few more, but they're able to keep on winning like this, it only continues to snowball in their favor, get that momentum, get that economy, and there becomes a certain point where you maybe reach that tip of the iceberg, that turning point in what you can expect to see from the series. And even if you don't close out with the game 1 win here, even any momentum going into game 2 is going to be crucial.
No, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, especially with it being a best of 3. If it was just the 2, then it might be a little bit different. Because if you drop 1, then it's like, oh, we got to come back just a tie. But you have that little bit of wiggle room. Like you said, 1 round at a time, then you can turn it to 1 match at a time. There's no reason to give up hope by any means for Opstapas. Again, going back to the point, they're winning the rounds, they're winning the economy, they're taking advantage of it. They got the 4 SMGs as well as an op on the field. They're going to use said op to pick up the first frag. Look to just kind of control the situation. The Spire pushing onto B site. Blank taking out because ladder moves holding onto the spike. Demon dropped by Anthony. 5v1. Nearly a flawless round here for Opstapas. To be frank, it looks like it may be a ladder moves. Will back up looking for, might be a save. The issue's got to be Force getting pincered in. They'll try to take one with him, won't be able to. Ivy, the last shot. And Opstapas building momentum their own way.
I'm just going to continue to say the same thing. I'm a broken record at this point. Going into round 16, I mean, it's 1 round at a time. If Aspire was able to take the half 10-2, oftentimes in every game, it's very hard to count a team still in when they start to get blown out in terms like this. But technically, if the other team did it in the amount of time that they did, and there's still time to come back, there's still a half remaining, or there's still 3 minutes left in a Rocket League game, or it's only the 2nd Dragon in League of Legends. Whatever the case is, you can do just as well as they did in the same amount of time, and that's what Opstapas is hoping to accomplish here. They were able to find 2 onto the oncoming Aspire, but the spike is down, and they have pretty firm control over C.
They're going to have to defend it well. The intel for Opstapas is good. Somebody has been lethal with that op, picking up a couple. Demon picking up their 3rd frag. There's somebody dropping Demon. It's going to go down to the 2v1. The defuse is going to come into play. And Aspire had control of the C site, but Opstapas were able to do just enough. They got the info. They got the angles on attack, and they're able to pick it up with 2 left alive. Get a bit of a reset here in terms of firepower. It's been a very strong start to the defensive half for Opstapas. And by very strong start, I mean they've won all of it.
Yeah, it's been a very strong defensive game in general. Opstapas have had a very meager defensive showing through a lot of the games up to this point. It's been offense where we've dominated, but dropping down 10-2 defensively, but now coming back 4-0 so far in this half. I mean, setting themselves up for a potential comeback, and it's been either one of these teams that have put the ball in the other team's court regarding attacking, as we're going to see a 5-stack head towards A for Aspire.
Taking a page out of Opstapas' book with that aggression. Let's see the initial firefight coming out. Both teams looking to try to get that little bit of intel. Kaz looking to creep up. Leo's going to get the first frag, taking out Demon. Kaz looking to push in. It's going to be dangerous. Going for a bit of a pincher. Ivy is going to get... no, Ivy's going to get... Never mind. It ended as soon as it started. 4-1 or 4-0 in favor of Opstapas at the end of it. Just a little bit of a smoke, but as soon as it cleared, everybody started shooting. They very much went Opstapas' way.
Yeah, the second you started calling that, just like you said, the fight was over. I mean, they rushed on, and the trades happened as quickly as they started, ultimately going in favor of Opstapas, and they continue this defensive dominance that we've seen from either team throughout this game. It's now down to who is going to be able to break in offensively first. The ball is in Aspire's corner first, but when it comes down to maybe a potential overtime, somebody's going to have to win eventually.
Absolutely. We'll see if we can get that momentum back towards Aspire's half. Action breaking out quickly on A. Demon taking Ivy out, which is going to be huge. Ivy has been fantastic so far on the offensive end. Oyasuma being the other one He's done very well to pick up the kills. Demon setting it up, but Because is doing a lot of the work, getting 3 kills in a row. Quick 4-1 advantage. Last one alive will be Oyasumi. Will not be able to get around the corner. And after 5 rounds in a row going the way of Opstop, as Aspire pick one up, they move to 2 wins away from taking map number 1. Opstop is absolutely making them fight for it.
100%. Very crucial win there for Aspire, being able to cut short that momentum before it got to a point where it's a runaway train, and now pressure is back on the Opstopas as 11-7 is the round scoreline. 2 needed for Aspire to close it out. Double that for Opstopas to even force OT. As there's the same game plan, just a hard shove towards A.
Look at a trade here. Blue taking out Smiley, but Demon of Blue. Demon had been hopping forward, gonna threaten a little bit of melee action and dodge backwards to try to get out of firing range, but Smiley will not be left to see the final results. After trading over near that A site, rotate back over towards B. Ladder moves taking out Oyasumi. That again will be huge. Oyasumi and Ivy doing so much to take out members of Aspire. We head on over to the C site. Aries looking to get that little bit of intel. Both squads rotating on over. 3 surviving members of Opstopas coming into the 1 corridor. Shot's gonna come in. Aries has the angle on Anthony. Demon is gonna be the one that gets the final shot. Yang a touch too far out. Ivy pushing. And Aspire momentum right back. 1 game away from the map 1 victory.
Yeah, all they need to do was win that 1 round, and you know, now the gas is out of the tank. It seems like for Opstopas, they back against the corner in this one, as they're gonna need to win out in the hopes of taking this game 1. Otherwise, they're facing a reverse sweep in the remainder of this best of 3. But they were able to grab some momentum, take those 5 rounds straight. Now it's just about getting it back and what that looks like as we see a more scattered approach offensively for Aspire.
It's a bit of an interesting change up too. Makes me think they might be betting on Opstopas prepping before that 5 stack or the 4 stacks have been coming out so often. We see a bit of a cheat up coming in from Aspire, starting to work their way up across the map. Maybe a little bit of intel coming out here because looking to try to get an angle on something, looking to try to get it, trying to bait Anthony out, won't fall for it. Because is gonna fall back. Ladder moves looking to see somebody push through. Will get the drone coming out, takes the shot. So we're still looking for our first true firefight here of round 20. And all these players being so close. Ladder moves was gonna get the first frag. Demon was tempted to go over to Ace site, but will back off. Everybody rotating back over to the left side of the map. Ladder moves was gonna get the frag onto Oyasumi. He's gonna get that 5-3 advantage. Oh, Smiley's gonna take out Chuang. Ching never even saw it coming. The advantage continuing to build for Aspire. Ladder moves peeking out. Ivy's gonna get at least 1 to start biting back into it. Demon will pick off Anthony. We go to the 4-1. Spike is planted. Aries lying in wait, looking to see Ivy. Ivy coming around the corner. No chance at all. Aries lying in wait. 13-7 in favor of Aspire in map 1.
Yeah, that'll be the end of match 1, and you know, it's a very similar stat line to what we had the first time around. Different matter of getting there, but it's now going to be down into game 2, which, remind me real quick, it's going to be bind for the second map, correct?
Correct. We'll be bind on the second map.
Opstop is starting on defense.
Yep.
Got it.
And I will let the players know. So we'll head on right into it. I'm excited to see it. The players all ready to go right away. I'm sure they're all itching for it. It has been quite the night. We started playing, 4 hours ago at this point. They're continuing to push through. Both these teams are going to come away with at least a little bit of cash at the end of it. The difference is not insubstantial. And plus, you got Pride on top of it. Opsopus, I mean, they're very much looking like a team on the up and up. They're having quite a run here. Like you said, the Cage. You said earlier that you knew them from your university, if I remember correctly.
Yes, yeah, 3. So there's a core 3 that are playing here that are part of my university team, and the other 2 are friends and or fill-ins that we found to, shore the gaps that we had. But the 3 from my university are going to be Anthony, Bilu, and J-Wang.
All right. No, they've been playing very well. I'm happy to see them here in the grand finals. Obviously, very happy to see, Aspire back in the finals as well. As they recall, it had taken the previous Caster Clash, the Valorant one. They'll look to repeat here again as they're one map away from doing it. But Opstoppas, they've been on a tear. I'm not going to deny it. I don't want to talk them down at all. I was keeping a look at everything as it was progressing through, and I was seeing how much Opsoppas were pushing up in it. I mean, it's been very impressive, and I'm not going to say that I was doubting Aspire coming into these grand finals, but I mean, it was I was kind of sitting here like, all right, this could be a little bit different once we head into it.
Yeah, we definitely picked up momentum following that first game loss against you guys. I mean, we took CG on 13-3. If I'm not mistaken, that one was a little bit closer between the both of you. So definitely we caught steam coming on later, but obviously it doesn't seem to be enough up to this point in this game 1. Gonna need to redeem ourselves in game 2 for a shot at that pride, the shot at that extra prize money in the finale of this best of 3. But we gotta win this next game first on Bind.
All right, 1 round at a time. That's what matters. Once we get the players into the teams and get everything good to go, we'll get on with we'll get map number 2 of the grand finals underway. We do have the first map going to Aspire. Just make sure everything is good here. And the party lead, it'd be really nice if I could move players.
Manually move people over.
Unable to do so, but if only.
Yeah, once Ladder moves on over, Isumi gonna take his spot defending first on Bind.
It's all good. I mean, it might be just a quick stretch or run to the bathroom or something. I've been there before. Just want to make sure everything is good.
I'm about there right now.
There we go.
Okay.
So I'm double typing a little bit.
Play Isumi is over. We're good to go.
We'll get the readies up from the teams. Make sure it's good to go. Cool, they are ready. We're going to head on over into map number 2. It is going to be on Bind, as mentioned. With the map 1 being taken by Aspire 13-7. With a very strong 10-2 start. And ended up going 3-5 afterwards, so technically behind, but still enough to pick up the dub. They'll have to go a little strong here in map number 2. I'd love to see them take it in 2 maps. Not that I don't want to be here casting with you, Quanzek.
I am not taking it as that. That is not my impression there. I understand that while we are co-casting, we are also at the same time faded rivals, trying to get a little extra change in our pocket.
That's true. Plus, I'm an old man. I mean, I'm in Mountain Time, which really helps with all of this. That's still
I'm Pacific.
So okay.
I still got time in my night.
It's past my bedtime, so I feel that. Yeah. But we'll get here into map number 2 shortly. We're getting players locking in their picks. I do know a lot of the players coming in this, and even just in esports in general.
Select your
a lot of them are more east, maybe central time. So get us into some of these later nights. We do appreciate all the players on the orgs being willing to come in, and I'm quite honestly dedicate a lot of time to being able to do these. It starts, relatively late. It started at 8 Eastern for this tournament, so very much appreciated you know, all the different teams that have come in, and it's all, you know, it's all invite based. It's all being recruited and agreeing to come into a bunch of hooligans over here at Beyond Ranked. A bunch of great people, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of a fun concept. There's not the open qual, it's not all that kind of stuff. A lot of it comes through with saying, hey, you guys want to come play? There's money.
100%. It's a very different format, very different than a lot of the tournaments that we're used to seeing, and it makes for a fun night, especially when you get these casting duos that everything is based around. It's cool to see the dynamic between the both, whoever those two may be, and their supporting teams, as they are, you know, forced to be in the booth together and try not to show their bias or tear into each other too much, although
it depends on the duo.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did a little bit more beefing with others than I had in different matches, just due to my knowledge and experience with the other person.
Right.
Comes across differently.
Like I said earlier, I mean, if I was in here with Seeger, oh, what a start from Demon. Couldn't quite get the second on Anthony, but if I was in here with Seeger, it'd be very different. Or if I was in like Tankard or someone, and you know, it comes down to, like you said, knowing each other and having that bit of background to work with. But it feels like Jar, like if Jar and I were casting together, then it would be, you know, gloves off. But it's all in good fun.
Last player standing.
We'll see the pistol round. Leaning towards Opstop was the 2-to-1 advantage with Ares low on health. Trying to make his way back over. Got a couple of frags. Them himself does technically have the spike, and he's got to get into the firefight with Blue. You know, register one shot on, but not ultimately enough to get the frag. Round one of map two, go towards Opstoppers.
And we're on a much better foot than we were last time around. It took I'm forgetting either 5 or 4 rounds before we were able to find our first. So getting our first one in the first round is much more helpful, much more crucial as to what our goal is in coming back in this game 2, setting ourselves up for that potential game 3. And I know everybody's had a long night, but you know, if it means being a little bit longer for some extra money, I'll definitely take it.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, right? Also, being able to see, again, much higher level gameplay than normally get to, especially up close and personal with it. We'll see Demon trying to bait out Ivy. Look at a couple of shots, but you're taking because I assume he dropping Ares.
Player standing.
And Anthony dropping out Smiley 5-1. Very dangerous here for Aspire. Demon getting dropped by Ivy. Flawless round 2. Deja vu from match number 1.
True.
Those hours ago, where the first 2 went over to Opstoppers. If I recall correctly, I believe it was 7 in a row that went to Aspire after. So, you know,
it was 7
knock
in a row,
on wood.
and both,
but
yeah, both of our following 2 games, we also went up 2-0. And every time I saw that scoreline, I was like, oh no, what's about to happen? Like, I'm not prepared. Just because, you know, I was like, yeah, we're doing good. It's our first foray into the caster clash, and all of a sudden we're dropping 7 rounds and attempting to not have the same fortune this time around. There's just gonna be a little scuffle outside of Hookah.
I assume he's gonna get it, but ladder moves. Ares Demon all picking up dubs. Blue is gonna grab one of the ladder in the middle of that, but 3-2 advantage here for Aspire, but low on health for a couple. Demon being one of them. Ares as well. We're gonna see a rotation back over to B site. Kaz leading the way, looking to try to catch out. Surviving Opstoppers members, Ivy and Oyasumi. And Ivy is going to get dropped immediately because had it lined up perfectly, but will back out knowing that Oyasumi is going to have a line on it. Got the intel, he knows where the defense is set up. For the offense, mind you. We're going to see a couple of baits coming out. Oyasumi taking Ares out. Both surviving members of Aspire. Back in the end, they know that Oyasumi has to go for the defuse. He has to push a little bit, otherwise time is going to run out. Demon drops Oyasumi, and will get onto the board in round number 3. After, again, a very solid round there as well from Opstoppers. That came right down to the wire.
100%. They had actually the health advantage going into that final push on B, despite the 3-2 disadvantage in terms of bodies, but that quick, swift kill onto Ivy, as Ivy was rotating over, was the difference maker there.
I need to blow something up.
Meant that everything was in the hands of Oyasami while they were able to get one. Couldn't get the second onto Demon, and after that, there was still one more to be had. They still hold match advantage, but, you know, just get one more win. Get my fear of 7 in a row out of my head.
You see a bit of a split attack coming in from Aspire. 3 heading over towards B, 2 towards A, but even then still staggered, not willing to bunch up too closely in case this goes terribly. Advantage of Obstapas. They're going to be a bit equal on utility. Not totally equal, but they're battling back and forth. Demon looking to try to get a line of sight. Aspire rotating back over towards B. We're going to see some action starting. Demon taking Zhuang out of it. And all of Aspire going to push up on that B site. A couple of rotating in from Obstapas. There will be enough. Ladder moves taking out Blue. We're going to get the plant coming in. Anthony immediately popped by because. And quickly, once the firestorm starts, it will lead to the 4-2 head count lead for Aspire. But drop for the moment. A quick couple of frags coming out. Ares taking out Ivy and Oyasumi to hold onto it and make sure there's no danger of a defuse at all.
Yeah, it was that immediate ultimate there. That was the difference maker. Caught out J-Wing as he was sitting in the cubby on B site. And that ultimately just enabled them to find that push, find those sight lines, and with the rotations coming over a little bit frantically, just more secure, steady shots coming out by way of Aspire. We're all tied up now, 2 apiece.
Aspire looking to do a little similar to what we saw in the previous round. This one going south very quickly. I assume getting the kill onto Ares. Staring down that sight line coming from A. The rest of Aspire rotating back over to the B side, being led by Demon. A little bit of ordnance out, forcing J-Wing back down to that hallway. Both squads looking to get that firefight set up. They're going to hop into it quickly. Demon lighting the way. It's going to take out Blue. It's going to take out Zhuang. It's going to get another one in there. You try to force Anthony into this awkward position. He's going to pre-fire around the corner. Anthony gets the kill. We'll move to the 3-3, but Spike is planted. A couple of players looking to defend out of the corner. Both teams coming in to collide. Everybody for Obstapa coming around that corner. Ladder moves will get the kill on Ivy, but Oyasumi alive long enough to drop ladder moves. Oyasumi going for the defuse as well. Smiley creeping around the corner. But because picking up the couple of frags, Oyasumi, Anthony both there, but not for long. The 3-2 lead for Aspire. After dropping the first 2, I don't want to say it, Quanzek, but they've taken 3 in a row.
Yeah, it has been 3 in a row. These are... I feel like we're close every single time. I feel like we're 1 kill away. We're so close to defusing it. Whatever the case is, we're inches away from the round each and every single time. We're just not able to close it out, and Aspire's just that little bit better.
It really does come down.
Wall poked here. Excuse. Anthony attempting to push into Bast. Oh, Larry's gonna walk around top of him and get the kill, and another one gonna follow suit. As now it's 3-4 in favor of Aspire. Let's see how this retake on A looks like. That doesn't help.
One enemy
4-2, 4-1. We'll see some pre-firing coming out. Take a look at Zhuang, and is set back over to the corner, trying to at least pick one up on Demon. Zhuang unlikely to be able to get the save back in that position. Try to get at least one frag out of it, unable to do so. They will drop that round. Upstop is going to look to regroup and regain. It was a significant drop in terms of their economy of their loadout. We saw, I believe it was at least one op and a few machine guns coming out of it. Obviously, all of them being lost in the fight.
In you go.
Utility of the firepower is very much going to be in the advantage of Aspire here in round number 7.
We're leaving Spike at neutral. I'm just gonna rotate back and pick it up, as maybe they're looking to get something onto B. Only Ivy and J-Wing there to defend it. Some fire coming out through the smoke, just blind firing. Ivy is going to be the first to fall, and now J-Wing forced to retreat. They will lose their life, however, as will Bilu. And on the opposite side, it's now only Anthony and Oyasumi rotating over. Oyasumi will get a trade, but now Admiral Anthony, forced to get 4 in a row, will not be able to get 1, and that's going to be 5-2 towards Aspire.
Another situation that once the firefight started, once you get everybody involved, it seems like Aspire getting the better of it. Like I mentioned that last round, had the advantage of the firepower. Will be a touch more equal here. Dwang does not look like, okay, they did go for the buy. For the second there, they had no armor and only a pistol. I was like, hey, you have plenty. Like, I'm curious. I don't know all the strats, or really very many of them, but I've seen enough of these style of games to be a little bit curious, but ultimately did go for the buy. Let's see if it ends up mattering, because getting the quick drop. Dwang is going to take Demon out. Oyasumi with the ladder as well. Quickly turning in favor of Opstapas. Spire looking to move here, a little bit scattered across the map. Bring us back down to the 3v3. And quickly change back to the 3-2-3-1. Oyasumi will be left to hunt down the opposition Ares with full health. It is in danger of being pinched. Doesn't even need to be pinched. Ivy had it lined up with the op. Takes Ares out. Stop the momentum of Aspire.
Very crucial win there. It's not 7 in a row. It will only be 5. So progress is made. Still quite the run, though, by Aspire, although having those first 2 wins in our pocket, and after that preceding game win, 3-5 now is the round score. So definitely, I mean, this isn't out of reach by any means. Doing significantly better than what the last game looked like, as we're 8 games into this.
You want to play? Let's play.
Okay.
This one looking to get hot quickly. Not quite a 5-stack coming up from Aspire, but with 3 and 2, they're all pushing over to the A site. Frags galore. Quickly down to the 3v3. As frags being traded. The rotation back over to defense from Aspire. Don't want to overextend too much over into the A site. It looks like they are going to go to B for the moment, because trying to bait it out, trying to give some false intel over to Opstapas. We'll let Ares and ladder move back over to the other side, but it will be met. Joang is rotating back as well. We'll see if that ultimately proves to be an issue, if there's enough info coming out from it. Because will rotate back as well as Aspire look to set up for a challenge over onto the B site.
Opstapas may be putting themselves in a little bit of a hole, although if they give Oyasumi enough time to rotate all the way around behind
30
the
seconds
3.
left.
Oh, J-Wing able to pick off 1 on site. They now know they're over there.
Very
able to spot another. Ivy found to find 1. It's only Ares left up. We're able to take J-Wing, and now it's going to be Ivy and Oyasumi. So you see Oyasumi sprinting over, but he's not needed, as Ivy will be able to find the kill, and that's 4-5.
Yeah, time.
4-5, and still in favor of the Aspire Entertainment team. But, you know, we're getting 2 of our own back. We'll take them in pairs. That's what this is looking like.
Fair enough. No, it looked good at the end there for Opstapas. They established the position of the Ares, was forced to come back, be a little bit more aggressive than I think he was comfortable with. The last one alive, time was ticking off the clock for that round. Had to try to make something happen. Had to have it lined up coming out of that smoke to take out Ivy. That said, they still have the advantage in the rounds. They're going to look to push set advantage. All 5 moving out of the A site. Smiley moving one in here. No, Ayasumi is going to take Ares out of it. Smiley coming in through the smoke. Anthony dropping Demon. Quickly going in favor here of Opstop. Ayasumi another frag onto Smiley. Looking like we might go into an equalizer here quickly. Kaz dropping Asumi, dropping Anthony as well. But Ivy stays alive long enough, takes up a Kaz, gets the dome onto ladder. And will equalize the series in the first half of match 2. Map 2.
Yeah, we got 2 more games remaining in this half, and it's looking like it's going to be neck and neck going into the side switch. We saw how strong Aspire was defending in that first game.
So it's going to be really interesting too to see if that strength parlays here into this map as strongly as it did in map number 1. You know, I'm a bit biased, but I say I hope it does. They'll look to take the advantage out of this half as well. They will get the first frag, looking to push the advantage. Zhuang is going to drop Demon. Firefight coming out. Ladder moves Smiley, taking out Oyasumi and Zhuang. Smiley's going to pre-fire through the smoke, through the confusion, trying to keep Opstoppers on the back foot, stop them from rotating out into this offensive corner. Smiley dropping Anthony 4-1 in favor of Aspire Entertainment. Blue stuck back at the corner, has to come through the smoke. Is going to get the frag onto Smiley. Ladder moves there to follow through. And Aspire Entertainment will retake the lead, but again, very hard fought. These firefights are so close, they can very easily go either way.
100%. I mean, almost every single time there's people on either team with fractions of their health, but with that last round win going in favor of Aspire, they're setting themselves up to, at worst in this game too, go even 500 after the first half. As they're posturing, Aspire is to make a similar push onto B. Ladder move is going to be the sole member onto A. But they noticed they had success on B. Going back to the well here. And it's going to be Jalen and Ivy just outnumbered here. Demon jumping onto the site, able to find a kill onto Ivy as well as Arrow Anthony. And J-Wing will fall. It's a 2v2 after all that mess, and health advantages in favor of Opstop. It's Bilu and Smiley in a little 1-on-1 here. They will both peel from each other, but with the rotation coming through from Ayasumi all the way around, able to catch out the running Smiley, and that will be the half. 6 games apiece. We got a barn burner here.
We got ourselves a solid game in map number 2. The last rotation, like you said, Smiley's trying to pop out, but Ayasumi just had the line of sight. Just pump him out early. The Spire will look to make a little more magic happen here on the defensive side. And oh my goodness, Quanzek, I'm not sure if you have the caster chat open right now, but it's the third place match. The final was 15-13 between Vanguard and Michigan State. Vanguard taking third.
Wow.
With 15-13, talk about coming down to the wire. My goodness.
Yeah, was forced into OT. That's a good win for Vanguard, though, after Michigan able to bully them out of that first seed in group stage. And
Smoke's down.
you know, we had to get through Michigan to get here, and they're definitely no light team by any means of the word.
And it's kind of interesting, too, because Vanguard took third in the previous Valorant Caster Clash. But back in those days, it was a winner-take-all for the prize pool. So they tied for third, I should say. So with this one tonight, it is the first one where it's a little bit broken up. They will take home a little bit of cash for taking that third place, but it's a little bit interesting that, my goodness, what a final matchup for them. So now it comes down to us, the only 2 teams left alive overall. The 2 teams that we saw at the beginning of the night. And all tied up, although advantage is going over towards Offstop as here in the pistol round. Picking up frag after frag after frag.
Quickly, though, able to find a kill. Bilu and Anthony both at half health, but here comes Oyasumi. Because they will find one, because they will find two, and now we're dead even on health. Spike is planted, but it's a 1v1 between each of the Sovas.
Oh, this is gonna be really interesting. Because is gonna have the first shot. Because gets the pop on a Blue. And my goodness, Because taking out 3 right at the end. And it really not an enviable situation. Gets the clutch, gets the defuse. And will put Aspire into the lead. And really a situation, I'll be honest, I'm rooting for the boys. I didn't think it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, that one right there just is, like, that's your definitive proof with how close this series has been. I mean, 10-2, we got off on the wrong foot in game 1, but quickly turned around with a 5-3 in the second half. And we're dead even. Through 13 rounds in this one. I mean, this is anybody's game at this point. Just what comes down to who wins those crucial, like, gunfights last second.
Absolutely. I gotta say, Because is a sub coming in for the team tonight as well. Very interesting how this has been going as the night has developed. We do have Brokefang coming in with the raid. Brokefang, congratulations on taking third. I did say I hoped you did it, and you came in just in time to see the ace coming out for Aspire. Just look to get that momentum back. The defense, we said we're curious. They've done so well on the defense so far tonight. They continue that momentum, and it's only been 2 rounds of it, but I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking to be true.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely keeping up the momentum with that ace, although we're 30 health away from a 7-7 scoreline instead.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
Here comes the switching strategy, gonna push on to A with the full force of the team, able to find an early pick. And now rotating back off of A is going to be 3 members, as Bilu and J-Wing are both going to stay planted there, keeping the attention. As the other 3 go over to B, get the plant, and get positioning. That's a... Oh! Laramu's able to get there in time, but he will get killed. But here comes the rotation. It's a little bit awkward between both these teams. Demon able to get a kill, but will trade his life for it. So 4-on-2 now. Spike is planted and positioning is coming. And here's a nasty flank by J-Wing if Aspire doesn't make a move soon.
Smiley trying to get the angle, but the box getting in the way. It's just 1 step too far to the right. And Opsapas are going to pick up that win to cut into that deficit just that little bit more, bringing us to 8-7. It's going to be closer and closer. The phrase we've said before, that's a very good round win there for Opstapas. Doesn't get too far out of hand. Also showing that they can pick up wins when they're on the offense and Aspire back on defense. And Opstapas, they're looking for that. It looks to be setting up a split offense again. We saw a version of that work in the last round, although they are rotating back B site now.
I'll go ahead and take my turn in victim the raid. Thank you, Team Frontline and Mr. Monkey Man, for that raid there. We're in game 2. First one went in favor of Aspire, so it's Opstapas playing for their life right now for game 3 hope. And here we see this push mounting towards B. J-Wing pushing really hard, really quick. They're looking to play aggressive, able to find a pick onto ladder moves. And here comes the rest of A rotating through, but still on point is Because trapped in this corner. The team knows that he's there. They just don't want to commit down the hall, knowing the rotation's coming through. Because they will find a pick, able to find 2, and now all of a sudden things are equal. He'll drop.
Smiley will get chopped early on. Ladder moves when he got popped. He had it dialed in. He was scoped in into the window. And he had 2 shots back-to-back, neither hit. And then Opstapas came pouring through, ultimately tying it back up. It was so close. If either of those shots had hit, we might be looking at a different result of the last round. But still, that is how this series has gone between these 2 teams. Just a fraction of health. Like you said earlier, if, a 30 health difference Just 30 between 10 total players has been the difference in a couple of these. I mean, it's been nail-bitingly close a couple of times. Too close for my old man health, but do love to see it. You love to see how competitive it continues to be as the night continues.
Yeah, coming down to the wire. Early picker coming out for the spiral. Overturned by Anthony. He's going to get behind enemy lines and find a couple. And with that, along with the Ivy pick, they now have the advantage on a site. We do see Because and Laddermoose attempting to make their push, but down goes Laddermoose. Now it's only Because remaining. With his Sheriff in tow, able to find a quick shot on one. That was so fast I couldn't even react in time, but he will get dropped immediately. That's typically how it goes in a 1v4, and this is the first lead since we started the game for Obstoppers.
They have fought back, no doubt about that. This map number 2 continues fight between these two teams. The way it's going, we're getting closer and closer to a potential overtime situation that would determine if we end it in 2 maps or if we continue on to a 3, but still a few rounds ahead of time. Can't quite speak to that too soon. We did have Civvy coming in with a raid as well. Much appreciated, Civvy. Hope you had a good night.
Sumi makes some sort of play happening from Baths. Laddermoose is revealed from the dart, does eat the shock dart as well, and is now on low health. 4 versus 3. 3 versus 3 with the health in favor of Obstoppas. Good kill there by Oyasumi, but trading on the opposite end, Ivy able to turn that one quick, get 4 for the round. And it will be Ivy coming in clutch for Obstoppas, getting us ever so close to that match point.
A gift.
Ivy absolutely clutching up as this night continues. They're doing so well. We're so close.
That works.
Spire can get some of that momentum back. Get back to the equalizer. If we tie 10-10, this could be really interesting. How many runs we've seen throughout the night. The offense certainly seeming to have that bit of an advantage here. On bind, we'll have a trade early on. Bring us back down to the 4v4. See some intel coming out. Aries can't quite land the shot. Smiley will. A couple of kills coming out from Obstoppas will be traded back down to the 2v2. Demon taking out Anthony. It's a little bit ago. 2 surviving members of Obstoppas rotating back over to B side. Because will be there lying in wait. Knows that the plant's coming in. He missed the frag onto J-Wing, but it is going to give information over. The spike is planted. Recon bolt coming out. Because we'll look to try to get the angle on Blue. Won't be able to get the first frag, but Aries will take out J-Wing. Need 1 more. They need to get the defuse as well. And because will get the dome onto Blue and pick up the defuse as well to bring us back within 1.
J-Wing not able to win that 1v1. Neither was Bilu. I mean, a little bit of confusion coming out there between those 2 players, and not able to win the 1v1 gunfights. That was the difference maker there. Still the game up, but winning here versus losing is a huge momentum swing, but between being 2 rounds out from a game finish and potentially looking at OT in 3 rounds.
Absolutely. It's gonna come down to this economy looking to be fairly balanced. Couple of rifles, couple of SMGs. Already shots coming out. Oyasumi is gonna get the headshot over onto Demon. Laddermoose looking to try to pick up one as well. Nearly getting Anthony through the smoke. Just pre-firing through it.
I'm too far.
This Spire trying to pick that couple of early frags out as well, trying to stymie the momentum of Obstoppas. Obstoppas looking to coalesce back towards that B site, heading towards the center of the map. Laddermoose will be in a position to give some of that intel. Not really too much intel needed to give as Obstoppas, they're shooting. They're trying to announce that they're there. They want to draw a Spire out into that open ground, into that field. A bit of confusion throwing out. The recon bolt's going to give it. Ivy taking out ladder moves. Blue onto Smiley. Because is going to even it up just a little bit, but 1v4 Aspire going to have to come back. Aries, the last one alive. This is going to be dangerous. It is going to come down awkward. Aries taking out Blue, but Ivy with a quick pop and the quick follow-up. Opstapa's 2 rounds away from taking map 2, bringing us to map 3. The momentum starting to come back towards Aspire, but it needs to speed up quickly if they want to take the finals in 2.
Yeah, their time remaining to make some sort of play happen is ticking down. They only have 2 more opportunities to equalize this one, because even if one round goes over to Opstapas, this just becomes that much more difficult to come back from. This 2 difference here is going to be the difference maker, and Demon going Demon mode, just coming through immediately with those blast packs. They will find 2 kills, and it's something that Opstapas was not expecting. Oh, Yasumi able to trade it back with a kill onto Aries. But that push by Demon just completely stalwarted the entire Opstapa offensive. Razeman coming through. It's going to force Ivy towards Raze and get the kill. Ivy gets a second. Now dashing to find the third. It's because he tends to be the last one left in these situations, but that is a J-Wing kill, and that is going to be match point.
I know Ivy doesn't get credited with a clutch there, but that was clutch as hell. Coming through. Demon coming in, disrupting so quickly. Ivy picking up, I know for sure 3 kills. I believe assisted on the 4th. But a fantastic push back through from Ivy. Like you mentioned, one round away from moving on to map number 3. Map 3 is still TBD. Have to see for sure what map it will be. Hopefully we won't have to see, but it looks like we likely will.
Map 3 TBD, the sides TBD. None of that has been discussed because the game 3 is not guaranteed. But a win here will make that exactly the case. Split push coming out here from Opstop is very similar to what happened last round. It's going to be 3 headed towards B, the other 2 trying to keep attention at A, see if they can find a couple picks. And here comes Opstapas onto B, looking to set up the precedent, but they're shooting, letting them know that they're here. Very, very similar style to how last game went. This time, it's just without the forefighting at A.
And neither team able to come away with frags from it. We'll see the recon coming in. And will get the location away before it can be destroyed. Offense coming out from Opstapas. Latimer's taking out Ivy. Latimer's taking out Chuang, and Aries getting involved as well, but a couple of trap frags coming in. 2v2 onto B. This could be it for the map. 2 left alive for both squads. Smiling because looking to work their way out from that back hallway. They have just the slightest of health advantage. They're trying to bait out the offense because he's going to get the frag onto Aosumi. And he's going to find out where Blue is to get that just touch of intel. Blue takes out Smiley down to the 1v1. And we're going to go to the firefight. And because we'll get the kill to keep map number 2 alive. Well, my goodness, can't get much closer than that.
You know, I'm not, again, it's fractions of a health of a game loss for Opstapas. They just do not seem to go in our favor. But I'm not sure if I believe you that because is the sub for this team. I mean,
because
he's been the last
so
one
well.
alive in these clutch situations so many times. And he's come up nearly every single time, and it makes it hard to believe that he's the 6th option for this Aspire roster.
It's certainly been impressive. There's no doubt about that. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see the energy. And I'd love to see it continue. This team taking out Zhuang. We will see Oyasuma answer back with a kill onto a ladder. Moves to 4v4 with a touch of health advantage over towards Opstapas. Full send over.
I don't mean to cut you off there. It's
No,
just
you're
such
good.
a weird position here in this game.
Yeah, that one was odd. Because it's going to take out Leo. A lot of health being drained out from Opstapas. Demon dropping Anthony. 4v2, 4v1. So Ivy getting dropped. I assume the last one. Looking likely to go for a bit of a save. Hiding down below. Looks like everybody content to let the clock tick away. Not too terribly much for pushes. Although, no, Ayosuma heading back over to the B side. It's kind of creeping back a little bit, maybe trying to get a pot shot here as we get back down to the 30-second mark. A couple of shots coming in through that wall from Because. Ayosuma really trying to bait that out, just trying to get that one last frag, throw off the economy of Aspire. See if they're able to do so. Really trying to bait out Because now. But it gives away the position. And he is going to turn around, gets popped, Demon lying in wait. And we're going to be back within one, Quanzek.
Yeah, this one is crucial here. Stop will win it, you force that game 3, lose it, and now you gotta deal with a stressful overtime scenario. Is that an actual DC?
Nope, we have a timeout coming in. Yep.
Okay.
We have a timeout coming in. We do have a game crash coming out, so we can do the tech timeout. We'll keep an eye out on it. Technically, for tech timeouts, if I recall, we do have up to 5 minutes as necessary to try to get somebody back in. I'm not going to say it happens, but no, we're going to go with the good sportsmanship. We're going to try to make everything to work to try to make this as even as possible.
100%. I mean, if we're in game 2 with the 12-11 scoreline, this potentially ending due to some sort of technicality. Oh man.
Alright, that'd be so unfortunate.
That'd be brutal. Like not even because I want to compete, but just because I want to see what happens. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat, and yeah, the money's nice, but this time it's just allowing these players the opportunity to participate. They reconnected right at the end of that technical. So I think we're good to go here.
Worked out well. I do have the admin powers, so I could full pause it. But it looks like we are going to be good. Everybody is moving, so that's a good sign.
I'd be able to get a pick, and that's crucial in this game.
Revealing area.
Or this round, excuse me, this round 24. Another one coming out onto Smiley. Demon able to find a kill, and that's exactly what you don't want to get going. Demon able to find a second, and now all of a sudden we're even. Demon finding a little more damage, but it's going to be Oyasumi eventually able to deny them that clutch opportunity. Oyasumi getting taken out by 2 different angles, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 after all of that craziness.
Because he's going to get the first frag. Because he's going down to Anthony. He's going to fake the defuse. He's trying to get Anthony to bite out. He knows where he is.
Out of charges.
But hiding in the smoke, but time is ticking away. Is there enough time? And no, Anthony is going to get the kill onto Because. And right at the end, down to the wire. But Opstoppers are going to tie the map.
I'm so stressed. Oh man, that one came down to the bottom of the line, and it took 24 rounds, but it gets done, and we will see a 3rd game for the finals of this Truman Factory Caster Clash. I am going to briefly use the restroom. I will be right back. I mean, oh my gosh. Nobody go anywhere. Why would you even want to? I'll be right back.
Absolutely. I'm going to take a mark here of who had been banned. I'm pretty sure we got it good. So I'm going to take a look at the listings. Oh my. This is so close. Okay, so we do have Split and Icebox had both been banned. Haven and Bind were both played. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. I will give them the information. My goodness, chat. This is... But I did keep track of it, so we're either going to be going to Ascent or to Breeze. And then Aspire will choose whether they attack or defend on said map. This is so we will be going over to Breeze. So we're going to head over to Breeze. The first defense will be for Aspire. This is going to be interesting. This is one of those super fun ones because it's like it's getting into the evening, getting just that little bit tired.
Okay, I am
But
back.
it's good. All right, we got the map picks. It will be over on Breeze. Aspire will be starting on the defense.
Got it. Okay. Let me quickly send a few messages to my team. Just let them make sure they know what the situation is.
Cool. I'm just communicating with them in the end game. They're looking to try to get everybody over onto the right teams. They're making their way through. This is one of those situations where, like, man, I know we have the 2-minute delay on the streams, so you can't get info from the other stream the other team, which I respect. I get it, but now it's wow. I really wish it could be like in the interactive with chat right now.
Yeah, I mean, just being able to see the reactions live and what
Right?
that looks like for either one of these teams. I mean, man, this is a game 3 for our caster clash that has gone the distance. I don't even know what to say at this point.
Right?
Like I'm speechless. This could not, you could not have teed up a better story here.
Well, you can't be speechless because you know what our roles are in this, right?
True. There's only so much. I have to talk at some point. Let me quickly report this last game.
Oh, that's right. I did not report it.
13-11.
Ugh. I had to get that yawn in.
All right. Well, 4 games separate these two teams through both of these matches up to this point. It's
so close.
yeah.
This is so close.
mean-
It's so hyped to watch, but it's
100%. Based off of how that last game went alone, it
oh my.
you can tell just how close these two teams were.
Right?
A round being decided by one-on-one gunfights with them both like 40 health. It was just whoever hit the shots quickly enough.
Right?
But it will be Breeze for our map 3.
All comes out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, chat. No, it's very much getting into the. I mean, getting a little bit tired over on that on our end. I mean, I'm old, so I have an excuse. But I mean, we've been sitting here casting. These players have been playing. They've been grinding over and over throughout the night. I mean, our first series started 5 hours ago. We've been, in pre-calls with casting and stuff 5.5 hours ago, and
I was casting 3 hours before the meeting as well.
Right? And the vast majority of the time, I mean, you'll have long times with casting, but you normally don't go fully straight through it. You'll rotate through with other squads, but no, this has been a blast. This has absolutely been worth it. And it comes down, the next team to 13 wins in this map. They're going to come away with the champions of the April Beyond Ranked Caster Clash.
Yep.
It's all going to come down to this.
We see a mirror matchup on either side, same champions locked in. You've seen that a few times throughout the night. It's very obvious when a certain comp works out for a specific map, because when you get the same team locking in the same 5 champs, yeah, that must be what works. So we'll get underway here. Here's the opening into game 1. It is going to be Opstop is attacking first.
Already picking up that intel in the pistol round. With suppression over onto Smiley. Trying to get a couple of pot shots there, but the aggression coming out. Demon picking up the first kill. And a couple of trades coming in. We'll bring it down to the 3-3. And the plant as
Spike
well,
planted.
courtesy of Blue. Smiley looking to try to cut back into that positioning. Battle raging over on the A site. Smiley trying to get the peek, but Ivy's gonna drop ladders. Smiley quick turnover onto Oyasumi.
Last player standing.
But Smiley will get taken out by Bleo. Aries had the high ground, but could not take out Ivy. 3 kills in the pistol. First round goes the way of Obstapas.
Starting off on a good foot. Now, I'd love to see Aspire win this game just so we don't go up 2-0. Because we did... you know, we faced that a couple times tonight against you guys. And, it gets my heart starting to flutter, freak out a bit, as we're gonna see Obstapas stacking this B side.
Yeah,
Switching it up after going to that A in the previous round.
Look to set up aggressive. They do have one sniper to come with. They're pouring in immediately. Zeri's trying to come in with a shot. He will not be able to get it done. Smiley's going to drop Liu. Shots coming in from north end of the map. Ladder moves. We'll get the dome onto Anthony to bring us to the 4-3. A bit of positioning battle now between the two teams. Osumi will take out Smiley 3-3. And Ivy getting the headshot onto Bakaz as well. Back down to 2v2, health advantage. Not for long. Down to 1v1, and we'll see Ivy again picking up 3 kills here in this game, or in this round. And Quanzek, I don't want to say you cursed it, but 2-0 in favor of Obstapas. Where have I seen this before?
Oh, jeez. We've had 7 games, we've had 5 games. If it's gonna happen, if it has to happen, rather. I'd prefer to see 3 games, but maybe, you know what? Let's change the script, you know? I'll rewrite it right now. 3-0 incoming for Obstapas. At least I hope so, because otherwise I'm gonna start to get worried.
Get out of my way!
Well, statistically, when Obstapas get a 2-0 lead, Spire win 2/3 of the series against them. See, but 2/3 of the maps. See if that continues here. We're going to get a heavy push towards B. Staggered. 3 coming in from mid, 2 from the left side of the map. Actually, no. We're going to see a couple of dancing back and forth. Ivy's going to get the kill on a ladder using the knife. Let's see how this works out here. 2 already down. 3 down here for Aspire, 2 for Obstapas. Get the push coming in from Aspire onto the side. Spike plant. They know where they need to go. Roughly equal on health, believe it or not. Now the advantage in terms of personnel. Zhuang guarding the spike is going to get taken out by Demon. And the script will not change, Quanzek. We are going to see round 3 going the way, unless something terrible happens here with the defuse. Round 3 will go the way of Aspire.
You failed.
DC? Question mark?
I can pause it. I got admin power.
Yeah, I mean, very convincing siege.
That's a different game, Quanzek.
On to B. Yeah, no R6 here. Yeah, very convincing take onto B with the plant ensuing, but just not able to hold the right angles, and they lost the gunfights in the 3-on-2 after the initial push. They will drop down 2-1. We see a similar setup to how
you want to play. Let's play.
2 near A, the other 3 going into the middle of the map for that mid control. A lot of times very crucial in these games. But with a map like Breeze, there's so many alternate ways to get around that
A lot of corridors.
it may not be as big otherwise.
No, absolutely. A lot of paths, a lot of corridors, and Spire have a few of them locked down, but they can't grab everything. Ladder moves did get the sight onto Ayasumi. Ayasumi couldn't quite make contact. And that's going to be a huge kill for Aspire. Ayasumi had been lethal throughout the night. And Ivy dropping as well. The 2 top fraggers from Obstapas are going to be the first 2 to fall. Zhuang taking out because trying to eat back into it a little bit will deny a flawless round. We do have the 4-2 in favor of Spire. 4-1. Zhuang, the last one alive, is going to rotate backwards and will not get the save. It's going to get popped out by a Demon. We're going to tie this right back up.
2 apiece. This tends to be how it goes for...
Did you think it would go any other way?
Honestly, no, but a man can hope. A man can
Right?
These guys just love to break my heart time and time again. Get me stressed for no reason.
Got to make the content.
Yeah, fair enough. They're gonna try this A siege again, although Spike, or excuse me, they're gonna. I actually don't know what they're gonna do. They're 2-1-2 across the map right now, leaving Spike closer to A.
A gift.
Certainly is interesting. A little bit. Utility being used. Liu moving in. A ladder moves with the pop. It's a great, little bit of a head click there. Smiley getting involved, taking out Oyasumi as well. Oyasumi. Moving to the 5-3, 5-2. As Joanne getting popped out. Didn't have much health left. But tried to make a little bit of a move.
One enemy remaining.
Lighter missed the shot onto Ivy, but Smiley able to get it. And we'll go to that 5-1. Let's see if anything can be done here by Anthony. Hiding behind the corner. No, it will be a flawless in favor of Aspire. They pick up the 3 in a row after dropping the first 2.
Yeah, very convincing game 3 win. And it's still going to be a full buy coming out here.
Does
for
anyone have funds?
Opstoppas.
That
You
works.
see the econ just massively in favor
That's a
of
good spot.
Aspire. And this is
All
going to
set
be
up.
Opstoppa running on
Does anyone have
fumes if they
funds?
do drop this round here.
It's down, guns up.
It'll take a little bit to get back into it. Some brilliant solo play, brilliant gunplay up until the halfway point. They're looking for the equalizer here.
Going to 5-stack over to B to look to do so. The high ground from Demon gets one. Unbelievable with Anthony. The quick turn will get taken out by Because looking to clutch
Spike
up over on the
down,
B side
B.
as well. And we will see the defensive Aspire holding strong. All 5 members of Opstoppas going through. Could not quite get Anthony.
One enemy
Waiting to
remaining.
get the revive here. Will be dropped down to buy Because getting the 3rd kill as well, dropping Oyasumi. As I think I've said his name wrong 3 times in a row now. But that's gonna be a huge win there for Aspire. You mentioned it before that round started. A huge econ advantage in favor of the defense. And now we're going to see some buys coming out from Opstoppas, but it's going to be awkward that we might not even see too terribly much.
Yeah, it definitely looks like they're looking to save. You see sheriffs across the board, a Spectre, and some shields to give them a chance at winning this, but it's going to be an uphill battle to get back into this one. Gonna need a few solo kills to equalize out the economy here.
Smiley with a great line of sight here through the mid. And 3 quick kills for Aspire. Make it 4. Nearly. They did get a flawless. And a lot of moves is going to die from Because. So Aspire actually getting 6 kills in that round.
Team kills do technically count.
That's true. I've played games with Rocket League where I score 3 goals and lose 1 to 2.
Yeah, I'm sure most video gamers know that pain of choking. Or instantly doing something that it's gonna go against them.
We're going to see a strong buy coming out from Opstoppas. I'm assuming the only one without full shields. Won't need it. Getting the frag on a ladder moves immediately. Because getting a little bit of a revenge there for it. Moving to the 4v4 stage of the round. So head on over to the A site. Smiley dropping Anthony. Blue in return. Demon dropping Ivy. Suddenly coming fast and furious. Demon looking to defend that far side of the A zone. This is going to be dangerous, however. Zhuang's coming up into the situation, but both of them are going to retreat off of it.
One enemy remaining.
Aries is actually going to take Bleo out of it. 2v1. The dodge there at the end from Demon. Drain getting taken out. After dropping the first 2, now a 6 unanswered run from Aspire.
Yeah, getting control of the game is Aspire. A few good kills coming out there is going to mean the econ comes a little bit back to normal. But still going to be an uphill fight in this one up until the point where maybe we're nearing more of that halfway point.
Here.
Getting some rounds in your pocket here, winning early means that success later on is going to be much easier to do. We're going to see a full stack to A this time around.
Gonna go ahead with that offense. There's a round win here is gonna be huge for Opstapas.
Welcome
Got the wall set up. Firefight beginning to come through. The recon bolt's gonna give away position. Smiley first one to drop. Because looking to come in with the Hunter's Fury. We'll get down to the 4v4.
No more.
They get 4v3 because one touch onto Blue. Blue was a little bit low on health, so it wasn't perfectly a one tap.
Right here.
Rotate back through over onto that A site as well because trying to find a gap through the smoke. He's gonna come through challenging in.
Remaining.
Totally nothing to see. Oyasumi will get the kill. All 5 of them dropped. The fuse coming in from Demon. The clock beeping a little bit too fast for my comfort level, but still picking up the win. And moving up 7-2.
It tends to last way longer than you think it would.
I know it does,
But
but
up to a point where it's like, wait, you're still counting down? I thought you would have gone off by now.
I mean, I know it's for the additional stress and the additional like, hey, you really got to go. But wow, makes me uncomfortable.
True. It does make me feel very, very nervy. Full buys coming out here for either team Econ, so definitely in favor of Aspire. So we're 3 rounds away from the half-ace. Even a couple more wins and Opstapa's defensive angled comeback much more doable. As each team's gonna trade 1-for-1 here.
Shutting them down.
Be a good start there initially for Opstapas, but Aries starting to go onto a tear. They cut back into it. Force Opstapas. They're going to go back over to that B side, trying to get that rotation set up. A couple of defenders lying in wait. Even looking set up to look through it. And quick jump just a little bit too much by the attack. The Demon knows he's there. He's missing the shot. Anthony's going to come back. No, Oyasumi getting the kill onto Demon. And Anthony taking out Aries throughout the confusion. We're going to go to a 2v2. Aspire, Opstapas both rotating. The surviving members heading back over to that B side. Now they're going to take a break, head back over towards the mid. So Oyasumi, Adderall, Anthony. The last two are hoping to try to put an end to the run that we've seen from Aspire. Oyasumi's going to get the kill onto ladder moves. Oyasumi with the 3rd for themselves. And they will pick up the 3rd round as well. That'll do well for the Econ, do well for the motivation, and well for the mentals. They look to fight back and try to get a strong end to this first half.
100%. I mean, that win, so crucial here, not only for the Econ in these remaining 2 rounds, but just getting the morale back up. I mean, it's definitely... We're still 2 games out from 9-3, but the alternative to that is also 7-5, and given what this game was looking like initially, I'd take a 7-5 and bank on our
Enemy tag.
defense hopes here, because I mean that win's just crucial. Now we're back
Standing
in
ahead.
the play. Now we have the necessary supplies to when it just comes down to who is the individually who's the better team and who can win the individual plays.
Absolutely, and
Here.
a lot of intel coming out via recon bolts here for Opstapas. Trying to get that position. We're gonna see a 3-stack head over to B. 2 of them hanging out in that near side corridor over on the near the A site. So both teams are just trying to bait out the littlest bit to try to get the firefights going, and we will see one over on the B. A trade. Aries, Anthony, Ivy, Aries. Ladder moves Blue.
Down B.
We'll quickly go to a 2v4 as it's headed back over to the Opstapa's favor. There's to be a spike drop here. We're going to see shots coming out. Ladder moves trying to get rid of the resurrection. We'll get it down to 1v1. Will we see the clutch coming out? We will. Well, technically, yes. Ivy this time getting 4. And I've said their names so many times. Absolutely
Last round
doing
in the half.
banger moves for Opstop on the offense. If Ivy's not picking up those frags, this is a very different
Yeah,
finals.
Spike's still on
Yeah,
base.
it's Ivy putting the team on his back as it stands right now. Them and Oyasumi are the front runners for this Opstop's team. That's what it's looked like time and time again. On the opposite end, it's Demon and Ladder moves just being the individual carries for their team. Smiley,
You want
because
to play?
Mary's
Let's
doing a little bit
play.
more than the other three on Opstoppers are, but still, it's almost a 2v2 with a supporting cast as we're gonna go into the final of this half. Demon with a brilliant flank onto the middle can get 2 early kills and make this that much more difficult for Opstoppers to win.
Demons really like to have those aggressive starts to these rounds. This time peeking out a bit too much. There's enough intel. Smiley to take out Ivy. Smiley taking out Anthony as well.
Spike down A.
Smiley looking to go for the triple kill. Oyasumi will back off by a little bit of breather room. Still full health. He's going to creep up. Ladder moves looking for that peek and will get the body shot to take out Oyasumi. And to cut off the momentum that had been building so
Switching
far
sides.
from Opstoppas. We'll take the 8-4 lead heading into the back half.
We will swap sides. Opstop is now on defense. Aspire gonna try their hand at attacking. See if the strategy looks anything different. This map is so open, so many corridors, so many sight lines to take advantage of. So there might be some tech that one team knows and the other doesn't. We got 10 seconds before this half gets underway, but it's gonna be a very interesting first couple rounds here. If it goes in favor of Opsalpas, we could have a game on our hands. If it goes in favor of Aspire, it's gonna be all the more difficult to come back from.
It's gonna be very interesting.
Starting out it's starting out very solid for Opsalpas, getting that 3-1 trophy.
They've traditionally,
Last player standing.
Opstoppas have been very
Spike down
solid in the pistol rounds. Continuing to do so here. One last kill from ladder moves. Won't be able to do enough to take out the entirety of the defense. The Opstoppas, they're going to look to get that momentum, to get that bit of advantage in the econ after taking the pistol round.
Yeah, I think you're right about the pistol rounds now that I'm thinking about it. I think we might genuinely be like 7-1 in pistol rounds on the day or something like that.
I believe
And it goes it pairs into us always taking that like 2-0 initial startup or coming back early from the half. There's got to be some sort of disconnect to
Revealing area.
like overcommitting in some round and losing and then just not having the econ to compete after the fact, whatever the case is. It's gonna need to get shored up here. But this round is in favor here. Bilu gonna run into Smiley and Smiley will get the better of him with 11 health remaining.
View had the pre-fire coming around the corner as well. Just not quite enough to take out Smiley. I'll give that early man advantage to Aspire as they look to pick up their first win here on the attacking side. The defense for Opstop is spread out pretty significantly throughout the map. This will give Aspire a little bit of room to work with if they were to know it for sure, but obviously they don't. We do. We'll get a bit of a intel coming over onto the B side with Zhuang's going to drop. Smiley drops ladder moves, looking to hold on strong here over to the B site. But Ares will take him out. We're going to go to the 2v3. As Aspire looking to try to get the plant. They will get it. They'll firm up their foundations over here. Oyasumi keeping the aggressive team pinned. Anthony is going to take the brunt of the first shot by
Last player
Demon.
standing.
We
One
will go
enemy
down.
remaining.
Demon getting the headshot on Ivy as they turn around. Gets the dodge. Oyasumi is going to have to be careful and is going to get the kill onto Demon. A clutch from Oyasumi. As he will celebrate for the moment.
You could tell Oyasumi's got some sort of beef going on with Demon here. That's not the first time we've seen a little bit of banter thrown into the chat and verbally in game. Oyasumi's got a little chip on the shoulder, looking to prove something here, as they will take the second round off of the switch. It's going to be 8-6, still in favor of the Spire, though. Looks like they're just immediately rushing over to B. They have a game plan. Look, they're looking to execute it immediately.
They're all stacking up behind. They're just waiting for the buy phase to end. It looks like we might see a little bit of a econ save coming in from Opstop. It's a little interesting.
I was also going to say the same thing. Well, the fact that they've won the last 2 rounds and are now opting to go in with Spectres and Sheriff, saving, almost throwing this round to then recover moving forward. Interesting strategy. I don't know what the end goal is, but I also do not play Valorant like these guys do. So
yeah, that's one that's going to be interesting. We'll see how the rest of this map plays out. But if this ends up being a very pivotal round, which it has the capability to be, it's going to be very interesting. So I do think that Opstop has had the economy to be able to go for a deeper buy. They are down to the 4v2, low health. One of them very nearly empty. You know what? We're going to call it a 3v1 for the moment. The final kill from Demon. It'll be a 9-6 lead here for Aspire. Again, a little bit interesting. I don't want to... I kind of agree with you. I'm not as super familiar with it, so there may have been an extra, level of depth to it. But there's not one that that's barefaced obvious to me.
yeah, I don't know the strategy behind it either. It's obviously neither one of us plays Valorant as much as these guys do, these 10 people on the field, but the 5 playing for Opstop is
Right here.
collectively agreeing
to
to
play?
save
Let's
there and
play.
now go all in this round. I just don't... I'd love just a little blurb on what the reasoning for that is, just to understand it. Because, like you just mentioned, for somebody who doesn't understand the game, it seems like a very odd decision. But
It could be deeper meaning to it, though, too.
I
And if they come back and they win this round, and they bring us back within 2, as we are getting a little bit deeper here to the second half. It might, who knows? It could end up being a huge thing. We'll see how the utility plays out. We're starting to get the first firefight going on here. Ladder moves and Bleu with a bit of a dance in the central corridor. We'll go the way of Bleu. We'll leave the dance partner behind. Go to the 4v4. Kaz trying to get rid of the recon, trying to get a little bit more defense for the rest of Aspire. To keep those secrets kept away from Opstoppers. All 4 members of Opstoppers coming in. They need to come in and push onto this, down to the 3v3. It's because a little bit outside of it, looking to try to find the angle around it. Bleu up along the wall, trying to bait it out. Ares gets a couple of kills. It will be down to the 2v1. And because coming in through the confusion is going to get the kill out of Oyasumi to get into the double-digit rounds.
Gun here.
again, only one man standing for the end, or at the end of that sequence there. Aspire, after those first couple of pistol rounds off the swap, able to find the following two.
Right here.
As I believe we're going to see another save round coming out here for Opstoppers. And Aspire just going to opt to completely push out onto A. We see all 5 players stacking there, forcing their way into this one corridor.
You see that hard push going on over to the A site. Mikhail's looking to get a couple of those shock bolts out. Trade coming in. No, back to another trade. Frags galore, 2v1. Very nearly 1v1 based on the final health. And Ivy will get popped by Ares. Aspire moved to 2 rounds away from taking the grand finals, but continue. I feel like a broken record. I feel like both of us have been. They're so close. These fights could go either way every time these firefights break out. Now, last one, it comes down to the last 1v1, 1 button press difference, and we could be looking at a 10-7.
Yeah, time and time again, there's only 1 player remaining. Or gunfights that end in just fractions of health. for whoever is participating in them. And each and every single
Get out of
time, it's
my way.
Aspire edging out. Stop us.
Demon's gonna go for a
Time and time again.
bit of aggression here in the mid. Ares is gonna get the first frag, headshotting onto the blue. Midfield possession, so to speak, for Aspire. So creeping back over the other way, rotating back towards B site. We'll see. Obstacles coming in, back rotating as well through their own spawn, looking to get into the action here. We've seen so many firefights over here on B throughout this map. Not surprised to see us here again one more time. Looking to see the spike. We do see because getting onto it will likely speed things up. Demon getting it onto Anthony will get the advantage here in terms of personnel. This is going to force Obstacles to come into the site to try to push to get a couple of the frags onto Aspire, but they are getting picked off. Smiley's taking out Ivy, Demon taking out Zhuang, and one game away from taking the grand finals. They just need one more win. Obstacles backs against the wall. I've no doubt that they can pick up a round or two, but can they pull off enough in a row?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be 6 to force the OT. And with the current situation at hand, it's definitely the tallest task that this team has had to face all day. We're gonna see Aspire 5-stacking onto B. They've noticed that their strategy has worked. They're gonna try it again. These early picks are gonna be definitive of which team is able to get out on top in this potential game ender. Is J-Wang gonna drop first?
He gets picked off through the confusion, but Leo and Oyasumi, they're gonna start getting the advantage back.
Enemy remaining.
In fact, another kill that brings us to 4-1. Smiley rotating back, full sprint, trying to get away from it, looking to potentially pick up one last frag, but again, Ivy is going to get it. A couple assists coming in. So many of these rounds in here in map number 3 when they've gone the way of Opstapas. I swear, every single win they've gotten here on this map, you see Ivy with one of the kill streaks, with either picking up 3 or 4, and that is what is helping lead Opstapas to these round wins. But they got to continue to do it. Aspire, if they can take out Ivy quickly, it's likely going to do well for them. They're stacking again over on the B site.
Scanning ahead.
Because looking to try to cause a little bit of distraction over to the center of the map. The other 4, they're all heading over. They're looking to force the issue immediately.
It's really Ivy versus Demon. In a lot of these instances, J-Wing notices the entire team is collapsing, gonna drop, but not before damaging Smiley. Spike is gonna get planted. We're in a very similar situation to what we were. Golden's gonna come out, clip Bilu, and that
gets
will
popped.
eventually
One enemy
kill.
remaining.
It's all up to Oyasumi.
And
He gets a pick,
3
but
to
he
1.
needs 3 more on almost 0 health.
This may be it won't be. I was gonna say it may be the clutch to be all clutches, but will get popped off. GG's, my goodness. What a series, ultimately going the way of Aspire Entertainment. And to catch my breath for the moment. Well, my goodness, Quanzek, we started the evening co-casting with each other. We ended it in the booth. Again, it has been a pleasure. I'm so happy to see how well everything has gone throughout the first time you've been at a casting clash. Also very happy to have been here with Aspire Entertainment, but GG's, Quanzek. It's been a pleasure.
GG's. Better team won at the end of the day. I mean, we had 4 games collectively between us, and when you win 3 of them, it, you know, I feel like that's pretty definitive evidence as to how it should have gone. So congrats to you, congrats to your team in Aspire, and just know, moving on from here, that you knocked out your own org, okay?
All right, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. That's fair.
Congrats, though. Congrats. Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
winnings. Go talk to your team. Enjoy the rest of your night as well.
Will do. Take it easy, my friend.
Same goes. Adios.
Adios. We did it! Aspire did it. They did all of the work. But let's go. My goodness, what a final map. But we take it. And Aspire repeat as Beyond Ranked Caster Clash Valorant champions. And it feels fantastic. I'm sure everybody's going to want to go to sleep right away, but it's been good. It's been solid. I'm going to see if Aries wants to come in for an interview or not. If not, I'm totally cool with it. But I will ask to get it, and then we'll finish off the stream and go to bed. It's been a long one. No, I'm so excited to see them go through. When I first asked them, when I first got into the Valorant one for the second one, I was excited. I wanted to see if they would pop in and go for it. But all right. No, that I saw that coming, G. I saw that coming. But that will be it. The Spire, like I said, repeat in a very solid matchup. I'm very happy to have been able to be here with them through it. I did get called a bag chaser several times, many times actually, but it is what it is. Alrighty. We can probably... I'm going to turn the stream delay off afterwards. Oofta. I'm tired. It's been a long one. I started setting this stuff up for, prepping the cast and all that kind of stuff a couple days ago, but the stream tonight, it's 6.5 hours ago that I sat at this desk and I started going, so that is going to be it for me tonight. We'll see if other folks are live. I do want to get a raid going to spread a little bit of love here at the end of the day. We'll see if any of the IGL casters are live. It's possible. I would like to send the love over that way. But I will get it figured out here. I'd be shocked. It's kind of late. Red Falcon might be live because he's an animal. We'll see. Not seeing much there, so we'll go take a look. Just overall, who's following up or who's live on Twitch? Oofta. We can do. We got a few people overall, not too terribly many. We're gonna call it for a night then, I think. Thank you so much again to Aspire for agreeing to come in and play on my channel as I came back in it. Very, very much appreciative of it. I am gonna go to bed. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a long one, but it's been a great one. Again, congrats on the dub. GG's to everybody we played. It was a good one. I look forward to being able to do Valorant again in the future. It is something I'm looking to try to get into. But otherwise, that is going to be it for me. Good night. Have a great rest of the weekend, everybody. I'm going to wait a little bit